Good day, everyone. This is Dr. Franco Tue, Doctor of Naturopathic Medicine and Natural Healthcare Practitioner. Today, I'm going to be discussing the ins and outs of amalgam fillings, otherly known as mercury fillings. Now, amalgam refers to a composition of different metals, and every amalgam filling, that's also named different things, sometimes called silver fillings, gray fillings. You can think of it, they've thought up a name for it. These are dental fillings that are a composition of a few different metals, but every single one of them is 50% mercury in weight. And that's where the real story starts, because mercury is a toxic heavy metal. In fact, it's one of the most toxic elements on the periodic table. And the problem, and toxins are not always the problem. Some toxins, poisons, obviously occur naturally in nature. The problem is with mercury, it never is found in nature in such high amounts. And our bodies are ill-equipped to cope with mercury as a toxin when it's placed in our mouths, for the main reason that it is what we call a persistent toxin, meaning from the moment it's placed in the body, it is releasing mercury. And that can be in form of liquid, in terms of down the throat, the dissolved version. As a gas, it also degasses, so you breathe in mercury vapors. And those mercuries do not easily leave our bodies. That's what I mean with a persistent toxin. It stores in the fatty tissue of the body. That is the way our body copes when it's exposed to a toxin it cannot excrete quickly enough. It can either try to detox it out, that means try and sweat it out, poo it out, pee it out. But if it cannot release it fast enough, these toxins, it stores it in the fatty deposits of the body, adipose tissue, especially the most fatty part of our body, some of the most fatty parts of our body, which is our nervous system, the brain, about 70 to 80% cholesterol, and the nerve fibers of our body, which is wrapped in also cholesterol, or the myelin sheath. So unfortunately, mercury has an affinity to store and cause dysfunction of the nervous system. That leads to the primary health concern that most people encounter when they are exposed to the ill effects of mercury as a toxin. It causes nervous system dysfunction. In fact, as a very good example, I would say close to 70 to 90% of all cases of multiple sclerosis can be ascribed to the fact that these people have mercury, amalgam fillings in their mouths, and they're being exposed to the effects of mercury directly causing the autoimmune condition of the nervous system, as the MS is known. The good news is that, and that's a very good example, and I can refer to a very specific individual in regards to this. He's very happy with this example being shared. There's a South African man by the name of Johan Jacobs who was diagnosed with MS, and he discovered that the mercury was causing that problem. And he went on a whole journey to Australia and to America to have the mercury toxins detoxed from his body. So he booked into different detox centers. And at the end of that journey of detoxification, as well as loading his body up with nutrition, he was completely cured of MS, the incurable disease, which is also the title of his book. Wonderful resource. He wrote about his whole life experience, being actually a civil engineer and then studying up to become a well-known authority in terms of diet and nutrition. He wrote a book called Go Natural, and I highly recommend that to anyone that really wants to delve into the deep, full recovery process that you can go through yourself by adopting the lifestyle of natural diet, detoxification, and just becoming aware of toxins, especially mercury as a toxin in the mouth. So what can you do if you have amalgam fillings? The first step is to optimize your body's ability to be healthy, because you have to build up your body. Because one of the primary problems that people have when they've got a lot of amalgam fillings is they become depleted. Adrenal fatigue is the most common health condition, and they need to stock up with nutrition and building blocks so their bodies can thrive and be healthier, basically be more vital. And then that also creates a good space where the body can cope with the process which must come eventually next, which is having the amalgam fillings removed. And here I should tell you that no one should ever have an amalgam filling removed from a normal dentist, because they cause more harm than good. They do not know how to safely remove these heavy metal fillings. So you need to go see a biological dentist or someone similarly aware. and then also do it probably in quadrants, 1, 2, 3, 4, depending on how many fillings you have. And in that process of having them removed, you replenish the body's nutritional stores every single time with a specific protocol. The Andy Cutler protocol is a very good nutritional loading program. At the end of having all the amalgam fillings removed, you actually go on to the Andy Cutler protocol of detoxification. And their Facebook page really provides most of the resources that makes it effortless for people to go through that process. And if this is the first time you're hearing all of this information, I can show a lot more resources to open up the world for you. It is a lot of effort in the beginning to equip your body and to have these removed. Obviously, for some people, it might take years, but at the end of the day, it is such a potent blockage, mercury, of health in the body that people very rarely step into fullness of optimal health if they do not address it in some way or another. The good news is, at the end of the day, some people have the genetic ability to detox heavy metals like mercury more efficiently than others. So not all people will obviously always feel the same ill effects. But if you have any ill effects relating to it, best to take the steps to have it removed safely, and then go through a full heavy metal detox, which can only come when the mercury fillings have been removed. I hope this was a helpful session that will equip you to achieve optimal health for yourself and for your community.